The World Health Organization may soon ask drug makers to prepare for a large-scale production of a swine flu vaccine. Jeffrey Kraws is a veteran drug industry analyst and the CEO of Crystal Research Associates. He joins us now to discuss which companies are best positioned to come up with the vaccine. Mr. Kraws, thanks. Who's the front runner here?
Well, the front runner on the vaccine area would be, probably Sanofi-aventis. They're doing $1 billion in flu vaccines. And then you have Glaxo and you have Novartis. Those are the companies that are the forefront from coming up with a vaccine. A vaccine is still 4 to 6 months from reaching the market. What's critical about that vaccine is being able to deliver it. And we believe companies like Unilife, which is a smaller company that makes this needle, that has the ability to have the needle retract safely.
Yeah, and if you want to hold that up so our viewers can see it, because we're in a graphic right now, but how does that needle work?
Well, you would prime it. It would come in, the vaccine would come preloaded, but once you get past this area, the needle then has complete safe retraction, and when the drug administrator finishes doing the vaccine, it's gone. And you can't possibly stick yourself. And the reason that's important is there's 6 billion injections done a year, and you have 1.3 million people worldwide dying from unsafe needle practices. 600,000 U.S. healthcare workers get accidentally stuck with the needle. So that avoids Hep A, Hep B, Hep C. You're going in to get a flu vaccine, and now the administrator of the flu vaccine doesn't have to worry about that.
And is this one of the reasons why we might not see it until fall or winter because of safety concerns?
Well, safety concerns, OSHA says that if there's a safety needle available, they have to use it. But the reason you really won't see it for 4 to 6 months is because of the fact that it takes that long to grow the vaccine up. These 3 vaccine manufacturers are working very quickly to try and get a vaccine to the marketplace, but it's going to take some time. Sanofi-aventis was brilliant in cutting an exclusive deal with that company, Unilife, in order to give it a competitive advantage where otherwise other pharmaceutical companies would have clamored to have that, because if it's available, you should use it.
Hey, Jeff, it's Carol here. So that's, part of what the companies have been waiting for is from data, right, in terms of on the virus itself to kind of make a vaccine here.
Absolutely. They're waiting. Dr. Margaret Chan and the World Health Organization are having their annual meeting today, and one of the things they're going to be discussing is how quickly you can grow this up. The drug vaccine manufacturers themselves are waiting to actually get their first loads of it so they can grow it to figure out how quickly they can actually grow up the vaccine, and then they'll have a better idea of how many dosages they can make. Sanofi-aventis, as I said, is planning big expansion plants. Glaxo already has some orders. Novartis already has some orders to make it, but they're not going to know how quickly they can make it. And the other thing is, you can't make it at the same time you're making your traditional flu vaccine. Now, the real trick here is this could still become a pandemic if this virus, the H1N1 virus, spreads, and if it mutates itself, it could be really bad, because then you're going to have a vaccine against something that's different.
Right. Hey, listen, Jeff, we're showing a lot of our viewers, our TV viewers, people, wearing masks. We talked a lot about masks, when it all came out, the swine flu outbreak. I mean, what about the mask manufacturers? Is that still something that's going to be potentially lucrative?
I think you're probably dusting off your old masks. It's sort of like when the World Trade Center went down and people were utilizing a lot of masks. They're pulling masks out of storage closets someplace. The key thing is that's really not protecting the people from getting the virus. It's really protecting the people who have the virus from putting it out. Right now, the newest stats indicate that for the people who have been affected, they infect 1.4 to 1.6 additional people. So we're far from out of the woods with this.
Mr. Kraws, about 20 seconds. Do generic manufacturers have a role to play here?
No, because the vaccine is very tough as far as getting into that market. It's really going to be the large drug manufacturers that have protection on that. It's just too cost prohibitive. Glaxo spending $600 million on a new plant alone.
Jeff Kraws of Crystal Research Associates joining us in studio. Mr. Kraws, thanks.
My pleasure.